dream so relevant to the youth? It is not, but it should be. And only by recognizing that fact can we begin to help them to shape a dream that will take them out of this awful mess we made.
The European dream was a myth peddled by politicians. It's a political chimera. It is irrelevant to them. They have to adjust their dreams.
We have turned our unique proximity from a threat into an opportunity. A crazy thought, maybe the EU actually deserved its Nobel Peace Prize.
I hope that you will vote in the spirit of youth. What does Europe need to do? It needs to stop crisis managing and trying to repair the past and all these Euro crisis summits. It needs to spend more time engaging with the wider world, trying to shape the future rather than trying to rescue yesterday.
In the same hall yesterday, we talked about Europe's jinx generation. In the Middle East, we have a burned generation.
It's a battle over values, a war of ideas, a battle between forces of modernity and fundamental religious forces, and too much is at stake.
There is a D word here that's important, and it may not be democracy, but it is dignity.
The Europeans have to accept and recognize the fact that they can't stay out of this.
We should be thinking about resolving the crisis, not only addressing the issue from the perspective of dealing with chemical weapons solely. So our efforts, particularly the effort that will be undertaken in the coming few days in the General Assembly in New York, is to see how this can be done.
Start looking at the women's participation as a central issue and not as a fringe issue.
It's been 2,000 years, and I think voluntary change is extremely important, but a lot hasn't happened in 2,000 years.
I was talking specifically in Brussels about gender on boards and their efforts to have a quota, which I'm obviously against. So just on that point, very specifically, again, it seems very top-down approach, which is why I have a problem really with the EU. I don't see that they're in any way softening or open to change.
When you hear that your country can grow economically, when you hear that jobs are more likely to be created, when you hear that the standard of living can be lifted up by virtue of the way women spend their incomes and the kinds of investments that are made, all of a sudden that changes mindsets, it changes ways of thinking, it changes investments, because it is one, in self-interest, and two, it is empirically based.